All right. How you doing? How you doing? Today we're going to be talking about real estate investing. That's what I like to do. I like to talk about real estate investing. And the main thing is teaching you how to make passive income through real estate. So if you'd like to learn that, like to learn how to build generational wealth, that's why I created this platform. Is again, like I said, to teach people about real estate investing because um, I know that's what I do. I've been doing it since 2000. I enjoy it and I enjoy even teaching others how to do the exact same thing. Um, Real estate's been around for the longest time. It's good to get in something because the way the economy is and everything's so uncertain, it's good if you can have some other source or other stream of income. So if somebody's on here, let me see. I don't know if anybody's on here. I think somebody said hello. How you doing? Oh, you're from Kansas. All right, awesome. I'm gonna put hello as well. So hopefully you're doing well today. But again, like I said, I like teaching people about the buy and hold strategy when it comes to real estate investing. I'm not a big fix and flipper, but I do like the buy and hold strategy. Let me show you. I like to. Okay, so when it comes to real estate investing, people have this thought process that you have to use your own money, and you don't have to use your own money. Um, I borrowed people's money. I borrowed other investors' money. That's how you can get started. That's how I got started. You do have to be educated. You can't get around that part, okay? Uh, but that's why I do these free, lives and things like that to give you information. I also have an ebook to get you started also as well, to get you started in the real estate game. But the key is buying properties below market value. That's the key. If you've been in my lives before, if you know who I am and you see me on TikTok or Facebook or YouTube Live, can you put it in the chats, please? That way it'll just give me a general idea. But like I said, I like doing real estate investing and teaching others. So let me give you an example. Now, every house that I buy below market value. So that's what you want to do. That's what I teach my students. Buy them below market value, right? You don't want to buy these properties where they're already fixed up or whatever. You want to buy them below market value. That's the key. Let me show you what I'm talking about, just as an example. As I flip my screen over, let me show you one of my properties that I purchased. And again, buying it below market value is the key. I like to buy properties where they need work, right? They need rehab, and that's the name of the game. All right. So this house, I bought it for 120,000. I bought this one in 2019, I believe it was. Excuse me. Yeah, 2019. Somebody says, I am new to your platform, but I'm very interested. Awesome. L. Parker Slaughter. Awesome. So when it comes to my deals, I buy them below market value. That's the name of the game. And that way, this is what you call an add value house. This is one of my properties. And I'm just giving you an example of how I went in there, bought it below market value, and turned around, rehabbed it, right? And brought value to it and now it's worth more. So watch this house. This house had good bones. I knew the area. My realtor brought this to me, and that's why I moved forward. Again, it was worth. I bought it for 120, no, I bought it for 140, but it was worth 260 because, as you could tell, this house is just very outdated. The bones are good on here. It was just an outdated property, and that was good. That's perfect. That's exactly what I was looking for. Also, this was a motivated seller. They had to move out of state. They had some personal issues, so they needed to move quickly. They knew they needed to put it on the market, or better yet, if they could get it before it hit the market, they knew it could even sell even quicker. Look how old and outdated this house looks. But what I want to show you is how you turn around, fix them up, and then you rent them out. And that's where you start getting passive income. All right, this is where you start getting your passive income coming. But let me show you. I didn't know how to do this at first when I very first started. I started out in 2000. Now I'm comfortable enough to where I can teach people how to do the exact same method and the exact same thing that I'm doing, right? So let me show you. This house again was very outdated, and the name of the game is buying them below market value. This house was very ugly, so I was able to get it for very cheap. Well, I say very cheap, but below market value again. And I'm going to show you the after pictures in just a second. Now, again, I'm not even using my own money. It's the type of loan that I use because Chase Bank, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, all your big institutional banks, they're not going to touch houses like this. They like houses that are already fixed up and ready for move-in. All right, give me a second. Yeah. And now look, also, I don't even, when it comes to my properties, I don't go work on them either because A, I don't have the time, but even before that, I don't even have the expertise to do this. Now, I'm going to show you the after pictures. As you can tell, here's what it looked like before. Then I turn around and get it fixed up. Okay, let me show you. Let me turn around and show you the after pictures. And guys, the whole point of me doing this is to show you that you can start getting passive income through real estate. So instead of being dependent on one income, now you're depending on another source, which you become the boss, right? You become the boss. Let me show you the after pictures. Do y'all like this so far? If you do, can you please put a thumbs up that lets me know you're out there, that you enjoy this, this is good content and you want to learn? Can you give me a thumbs up in the chat? So this is what, excuse me, this is what it looks like now. I'm renting this out and I get cash flow every single month, right? And that's which I want to show you that you can do the exact same thing. For example, let's just say I'm getting $550 a month. That's not bad. If you're getting $550 a month and it's coming into your bank account every single month on the first, would you not like that? Wouldn't that be nice? Would that show some type of security for you, right? Financial security. Now, if you did this one time, then guess what? You can do it as many as you want after that. All right? So watch this. I want to show you something too. It's not about how nice the house looks. I keep it clean and functional. Thank you, Miss Parker. Thank you for responding. That lets me know you like this and this is good information and good content for you. As you see, I make everything clean and functional in my properties. And when I do that, I don't go above the budget. Oh, by the way, the budget on this was $17,000 worth of rehab. Sean Miller, thank you. I've seen you before. Appreciate you. Thank you for the thumbs up. As you can see, all my properties, I keep them clean and functional. That's why I don't go over my budget as far as rehab, right? And I show my students, y'all can do the exact same thing. You don't want to get too fancy with this. This is a rehab. This is a rental property. So you don't want to make it like as nice as your house wants to be in, right? So it's clean and functional. I will keep this for as long as I want. And I get cash flow coming in every single month. Watch this. I don't know how to do this work. That's why I have to hire contractors, right? And all this information, as best as I can, I put it in my ebook, right? My ebook is a digital ebook, and it helps you through the process of getting these deals. Learn it, read it, tap into the resources that are in the ebook, and then that way you can get started in this real estate game. I started out in 2000, and I'm glad that I did that. Oh, let me show you another. This is it. This is pretty much all the pictures I have I like to show, but I'll just show you the before and after pictures. It's the type of loan that I use. It takes care of the purchase price, closing costs, and the rehab costs up to 75, 80% ARV. That's after repaired value. So what happens is this. If the house is worth $100,000, I can get a loan for as much as $80,000. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Look at this house. I turned it around. I've got a happy tenant in there that's paying me monthly rent every single month. All right. Now, for my example, for what I do, I rent out to low-income housing. That's what I do. Or I do traveling nurses, and I've done event spaces. There are different categories you can get into. Insurance companies, to where you get your money guaranteed. That's why I like dealing with these other entities, right? So just give me an example of one property that I have that I show people, right? And you can do the exact same thing. You can. It's all about rinse and repeat. So just imagine. If I'm just throwing out a number, if I'm getting $550 a month off of one house, just imagine if you had 10 houses. That's $5,500. That's not too bad for getting passive income coming in every single month. I think that's pretty good. Would you agree? Would you agree that's pretty good? So I like to show people that there are ways you can go out there and find these deals and get these deals. Now, I tell people, you're probably wondering, Eric, how do I even get these deals? How do I find deals like this? Well, I'll show you how. All right. I'm going to just give you 3 examples of how you can go out and find the deals. I personally have people on my team. You don't have to have a group of people. It's not like you have to have a lot of people. You can use realtors on your team because they're experts. Find a good realtor in your area and tell them what you're looking for as far as dimension, 3 bedroom, 2 bath, 1 car garage, or 2 car garage. Let them know. They'll go out there and look for these deals. You're not charging them an hourly rate. They get paid once the deal goes through. That's one. Also, besides realtors, I use wholesalers. I like using wholesalers to find my deals because they're finding deals before they even hit the market, right? And the key is they're getting with motivated sellers and distressed sellers, both realtors and wholesalers. What's a motivated seller? A motivated seller is somebody that has to move because they're going through some type of situation. They're going through a divorce, so they need to sell their house quickly. They lost their job. They got to sell their house quickly because they know they can't make a payment and they want to run their credit. The job that they're at is making them go to another state, so they have to relocate. These are things that makes motivated sellers and where you can go in and buy these deals a lot cheaper than what they're asking for. Or you're buying distressed properties, as you saw before, the property that I had, the one that is that needed a lot of work. If you have any questions, can you put them in the chats? That lets me know that y'all are interested, that y'all like this information. I also use a website. There's a website that I use that can help you out to get started to find deals. I'm just going to pull up Atlanta, Georgia. Let me just pull up Atlanta, Georgia, because a lot of people say there's no deals in their area. Well, what they're really stating is that they don't know how to find the deals. And this is what I'm showing you. I just pulled up Atlanta, Georgia. Let me give you an example. I'm going to flip my screen around. I pulled up Atlanta, Georgia. I see 140 foreclosures, 4,000 MLS, 30 auctions, 653 bank-owned, 55,000 cash buyers, 20,000 liens. The properties are out there. It's just a lot of people don't know how to tap into it. That's the key. So that's why, again, I use this website. I like to use wholesalers and realtors because they're the experts and they can find deals when I can't or where I can't. If you have any questions, again, please put them in the chats. That lets me know that you're interested and you want to learn more. I'm usually on TikTok or I'm usually on, I try to start getting on Facebook and YouTube, trying some different platforms because, other platforms don't want you to know this information. So that just gave me an alert to say, okay, well, that's fine. If TikTok don't want me to show y'all, well, I'm going to go to somebody else to show you. Because everybody wants to know how to make some extra income, but not only people want to know, they have to know because times is tough right now. Times has been tough, right? So if you don't change your situation, then your situation is not going to change for you, right? So I'm just showing you how to go out there. This is what saved me getting into real estate investing and starting to get money through cash flow every single month. Again, let me show you this this one house again on this website. It's in Atlanta, right? But I want you to see something here where it's important. It's for estimated equity. You're buying a property and look at what it's worth. It's worth $175,000, right? It's worth estimated value $175,000. That's what it states right there, right? And then over here, it tells you what the equity is going to be, and it tells you the value of it. The estimated loan balance is $90,471. These are the type of information that you need when you go out and looking for these deals. So it's right there, literally at your fingertips, right? Literally at your fingertips. Guys, I didn't know how to do this when I first started out in real estate. I had no clue on how to do this. It took me time to get to where I'm at. Now, 22 years in the game, I can successfully and easily show you how to go out there and do it. You won't have to take as long as I did, right? I really didn't start getting better until maybe my second or third, maybe even my fourth year, to where I got extremely comfortable and bought more properties. So how do you keep the maintenance up on your property? Good question, L. Parker. This that you're asking is a good question. I also have it in my ebook, but I hire people, right? I hire contractors to do the work for me because, again, I'm not omnipresent. No, none of us are. We can't be everywhere. But I have to hire people to do this for me because I'm not an expert at this, right? And I don't have the time. So as I've learned and I started out, I was doing it the wrong way because a lot of stuff I was doing myself. So I was working in my business instead of on my business. So I restricted myself. So and anytime a tenant has an issue or a problem, I tell them to call me Once they call me, I call my contractor. There's different ways you can find contractors, right? Referrals, that's my favorite way, because people that I trust, they utilize contractors or handymans, and then I'll go by their reference. That's one way. You can go on Angie's List to find contractors. So there's a lot of different ways and methods you can go out there and find contractors nowadays. A lot easier than it was 22 years ago. I can guarantee you that. But yeah, I use contractors and handymans to do the property work for me, or the maintenance work for me. As far as management side, I don't have a manager on any of my single family houses, right? Now, my apartment complex, that's a different type of investment. So I have to have managers. But your single families, if you run them right and you do it the correct way, which I show, you won't need a manager on site. Any other questions? Any other questions? Y'all follow me on TikTok. I have a backup account. I'll show it to you. TikTok acts a little funny, so like I said, I'm gonna go on there. I'll be live again Wednesday, but just showing you another avenue or another platform that I'm on. If you're interested in going, let me show you the other platform I'm on, if you will. Let me flip my screen around, just show you. But yeah, I like talking about real estate investing. Here I am, EY, the real estate guy. I'm trying to get to 1,000 followers on here. When I get to 1,000 followers on here, I can go live. And this is actually my backup account. My other one, my first account is EY, the real estate. EY, the real estate investor, is my normal account right here. That's my primary account. I'm well over 1,000 followers, thanks to you guys. So that'll really you can go on there as well. And I have a YouTube also. Here, let me show you my YouTube. This is my YouTube account. Just so if you want to follow on there. And I talk about real estate investing. I talk about the buy and hold strategy, why I like it, and why I suggest you going on it. But here I am, Section 8 Housing Investment, Eric Young. I need to change all these to one name. Sorry, not to be confusing, but yeah. Anyway, that's it about me. Any other questions? I found an app called TaskRabbit. I don't know what TaskRabbit is. Can you educate me on that? What's TaskRabbit? I have no clue. Never heard of it before. TaskRabbit. So again, like I said, guys, I like teaching people about real estate investing. If you click the link above where the title is, you'll see a link and you'll see my ebook right here, right? $27.99. This is my ebook. A lot of good content, 12 pages, how to get started in real estate investing. This is for on the beginner stages, for people that want to learn about real estate investing, and mainly the buy and hold strategy, which is what I teach, right? Because I want you to make passive income, cash flow coming in every single month, right? Because that's the name of the game. You have income coming in every single month. You won't have to be dependent on corporate America so much, right? You won't have to be depending on having too much month at the end of your money. I've been there before. So once I started getting into real estate investing, I started to learn, you know what, there's a different way out there to make this happen, right? There's a different way to start going out there and getting passive income, because I'll tell you what, it's hard out here right now, and inflation is getting higher. Things are getting more expensive, and if you don't find a way to make money passively, you're going to work until you die. That's a quote from Warren Buffett. I'm not that smart to make it up, but that's what he stated. And it's true. If you don't find a way to make money passively, you're going to work until you die. Sean Miller says, so the hard money lender only lend you 75% cost of the property. Okay, so let me explain. If the property is worth $100,000, all right, then they're going to lend you up to $75,000. Now, here's where it gets better. If you get the price low enough, this happened to me on 2019 on one of my deals. I got the price low enough to where if you're all in for less than $75,000, then you're not paying any money down. But let me give you some understanding and reality. In this market nowadays, that's not always the case about the no money down. But even if you have to put money down, you're still ahead. Just run your numbers, and you're gonna have cash flow coming in every single month. But the way it happens is, if the house is worth 100,000, yes, they're gonna lend you up to 75,000. Some lenders may even lend you up to $80,000. It's just depending on the bank, the type of lender. And they'll take care of the purchase price, closing costs, and the rehab costs. In my ebook, I have one that I recommend that you can use, because when you just hover over it, let me show you. And this is a lot of links in my ebook. For example, like, here's a website that I use. You just hover over it or click it like that right there. It'll bring up that, and you can look for foreclosed homes. Here's the hard money lender I recommend. A lot of links in here to help you out. But even a software to help you out as far as analyzing the deal. But my favorite one is if you come down here, it's in the bonus section on the last page, page 12. I like to use this website, which is what I just showed earlier, to help you find deals if you're looking for lead generation. Very good product. It's handy for any type of help with contracting to clean up. I'm not understanding what you're saying. It's handy for any type of help with contracting to clean up. I use contractors to do my major repairs. Like, so when they first go to the properties, like you saw this house here, look, I can't do stuff like this. I don't have the time or the tools or the expertise, like I said earlier. But I use them for handymans. So if I need like a light bulb repaired at one of my rental properties, or a window broke, little stuff, anything from little to big things, that's when contractors are good. But look, let me show you this house. Like I said earlier, I don't know how to do this stuff. I know what to tell them to get done, like, hey, pressure wash this outside, replace this roof. These are things you can look at with your contractor. If you want stuff done, that's what I do. I get my little notepad and I say, hey, look, I need the carpet replaced right here. I may need this door replaced or repainted, light fixtures. These are things you can walk through and then say, hey, look, how much would you charge me to do this? How much are you going to charge me to do that? When you have 3 different contractors in at 3 different times with the same work scope, that's how you know you're not going to get overbid. All right, so I just gave you a nugget just now. Get you 3 to 4 different contractors, come through, look at what needs to get fixed, have the same work scope. After you get 4 different contract deals or bids, see which one fits your budget, and you go from there. How long does it take to generally get your properties together and ready to rent? Okay, so it depends how bad the house is. On average, it took me about 3 to 4 months, which is not bad, because my properties, as you can tell, like this one here, was in horrible shape. But that doesn't bother me, because watch this. Here's a little trick of the trade. The bigger the problem, or the bigger the rehab, the bigger the profits. And I'm just stating the facts. Look how bad and outdated this house is, as we stated before. I've had houses that was worse than this, and it took easily 4 to 5 months. So it really just has a lot of factors involved in it. I can't give you an exact time frame. Every house is going to be different. All right. It's an app to locate contractors. Handyman. This is a great app. Look it up, please. Okay. Thank you, L. Parker Slaughter. I also use Angie's List. Angie's List is a very good website, and I'll tell you why. So anyway, I was just showing you an example of some of these properties that were so outdated, and I had to get contractors in here. I had to get contractors in here to make it happen, but it was worth it, right? And I still came out ahead. So she's asking a very good question, and you're saying that's a good app, TaskRabbit. Okay, well, yeah, but like I said, I like, me personally, I've been using Angie's List. And the reason why I like using Angie's List is because they have they rate their contractors by star ratings, right? And then they also, not just by star ratings, 1 through 4, 1 through 5, 5 being the best, you can also see pictures of their work, right? You see in actual pictures of their work and jobs that they've completed, and also some testimonies from customers and clients that they have dealt with. So it's a good reference to go off of. You just make sure you do your due diligence, check all these contractors out. Again, I like using Angie's List. Plus, sometimes they do such great work, they get what you call certified awards and things like that. So they're getting compliments from their clients to where they even move up in ranking. So and get notified on Angie's List. So that's why I like them. Any other questions? Y'all asking some very good questions. How long does it generally take? Yeah, I answered that. Yeah, I just wrote that down. That's a good one. Task Rabbit. I'm gonna have to look that one up. I definitely will. All right. So again, guys, I'm just trying to show you how to go out there and make money passively through real estate. If it's something that you're interested in, like I says, you can go up there and click the link up there by the title, and you'll see the ebook. Actually, you'll see a bunch of stuff. I have mentorship. I have a lot of things in there. But when it comes to real estate investing, guys, the main thing is you don't have to have a license to do what I'm doing as far as a real estate investor. You don't need a license, but you do need to be educated. I will tell you that. I've come through this game when I very first started, and I didn't know what I was doing, and I was winging it. And it cost me a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of stress. So change the learning curve. Again, I have an ebook out, $27.99, that can help you out and get you started in the real estate game. So that's why I do this, to teach people, because it's nice to have some passive income coming in your life. It's nice to have something as a backup plan. If your corporate America job was to lay you off, do you have a backup? You got to ask yourself that. I was in that position in 1999, if you know my story. I got laid off. I did everything I was supposed to be doing. Got a great job, or got good grades in school, went to college. After I left college, I got my certificate, and I went out to the corporate America world, got me a good six-figure job. A year later, they snatched it out from under me, and I got laid off. And there was nothing I can do. There was nothing I did wrong. They wanted to what you call downsize, right? Do you have a backup plan if something were to happen to you? You got to really ask yourself that question. Do you have a backup plan? Most people don't. This is why I started getting into real estate investing. This is the only reason why. And fortunate enough, I'm glad this happened back then and not now. But the point is, I wouldn't be where I'm at had that not happened. That was the best lesson I've learned. One of the best lessons I learned. Great thing that happened, because I was really down and out at that time, right? So let me show you something. Let me flip my screen over just to give you an example of what I'm talking about, because this can happen to anybody. Watch.
They have lost their jobs after being told to check their email. Roughly half the company's 7,500 employees now out of work.
Fired by the world's richest man, Elon Musk, announcing massive layoffs overnight, telling employees they get an email today telling them their fate. Subject: your role at Twitter. Today is your last working day at the company. And signed simply, Twitter.
Now, I didn't work for Twitter, but the point is, it's still the same. I got laid off, and that was the worst feeling. Just bought a brand new $75,000 home, had my second child on the way. Yeah, that's pretty scary. But again, like I says, do you have a backup plan if something were to happen to you? Real estate investing can do it. It did it for me, so I'm able to share with you that there is a way out. There is light at the end of the tunnel, right? But it's truly up to you. This is why I do this, is because I'm showing people there is a way. With things getting higher in price, inflation, gas prices going up, living expenses going up. If you keep doing the same thing that you're doing over and over again, I guarantee you nothing's going to change, and you're just going to be in the same position. 2023 is right around the corner. Do you make passive income? Do you have something as a backup plan? Do you have anything to show for yourself as we work as Americans day in and day out, fingers to the bone? Do you have anything to show for yourself? Do you have anything to pass on to generational wealth? Do you have a legacy to leave on? You don't. Most people don't. 70% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. That's the scariest part. 70% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. But it's up to you to want to make that change. All right? I'll probably be on late on this evening. I usually try to get on here at least twice a day. Sometimes I've got other stuff to go to. How much money do you think I need to get started? It's a good question. Matter of fact, those are questions that I like, because you're interested at least. And you know what? It's right here. That question is asked right here. Let me see. see, because I like this FAQ questions. I've created this to help people out because I know people are going to ask a lot of questions. Let's see here. Where is this at? Hold on. Let me see where this at. Hold on. But it's also depending on where you're at. Look, this is what I tell people. You don't have to have a lot of money to get started in real estate. You really don't. This is what you can do. This is what I did. I'm telling you everything that I did. I did a couple of things. To get started in real estate, say you don't have a lot of money. Get with people that have the money but don't have the time and the experience or the knowledge, and that's where you come into play. All right? Or you can do this. You can get loans. If you have a decent credit, right? If you have a decent credit, borrow money. Here's the real catch. Where there's a will, there's a way. I'm just telling you what I know. Everything that y'all are asking are good questions. I've been there before. Where there's a will, there's a way. I didn't make any excuses. None. I looked at them as obstacles and I tried to find a solution. So you're asking how much money do you think I need? It just depends. That's an open-ended question. It's hard to explain. What side of the state are you on? Where are you located? How much of a deal you're getting? I got one deal in 2020 for $3,000 down. I mean, it's just all over the place. There's no real way I can give you an exact answer, but I can show you different techniques to help you bring in some extra income, right? What do you think about investing in multiplex housing and living inmate the property and letting the tenants pay for the keep until you can do better? I don't really understand. What do you think about investing in multifamily? Oh, your phone is okay. In multiplex housing and living inmate the property. Okay, this is what you call. Let me give you an example of what you can do. You can buy a home, an FHA loan, your primary home at 3.5% interest rate. You live in it for 1 year. After 1 year, you turn around, buy you another home, and then rent that one out that you just bought. That's called house hacking. People do that all the time. All right. The best thing about it is, say it's not a single family house that you get, say it's a fourplex. This is where it becomes even more powerful. I'm trying to see who's at my house. This is where it's even more powerful. What you do is you buy a fourplex for you and your family. You live in one unit. You rent out the other three, a fourplex, because it's 4 units. And then you turn around after 1 year, right? Because when you're renting it out, you have to rent it out enough to where it pays for this, and that way you get cash flow. After 1 year, same process, you turn around, move out of this one, rent this one out, and then you go get you another house for you and your family at another FHA loan for 3.5%. This is called house hacking, all right? So hopefully I answered your question. What do you think about investing in and living inmate the property and let tenants? Yeah, that's kind of what I'm answering. Let the other people pay it off or pay it as far as the rent, and then you turn around and then you're going to be able to move out and then rent that other space out. So that's what I highly recommend. It's called house hacking. Oh, that's what you were saying? Awesome. So yeah, it just depends as far as the money part, guys. The money part is really, people think that's the biggest problem. You can always borrow money from what you call private lenders. That's another way. You can borrow money from what you call private lenders to help you get these deals. That's what I use. I used them heavily just last year, but I don't really use them that much. You can borrow money by using a hard money lender. That's in my ebook, right? These lenders, again, they take care of the purchase price, closing costs, and the rehab costs, right? And they'll take care of the 75 to 80% of the ARV, after repaired value. Every single home that I purchased, I always use this type of lending all the time. And then the other percentage is private lenders. All right? Any questions before I go? Again, I'll be on later on this evening talking about real estate investing. I will not be on TikTok until Wednesday because they just acting funny. I just love giving information out like this, giving good content, helping you learn the game of real estate. And I found out real estate is the best way to go. It's been here the longest. Real estate's been here longer than crypto. It's been here longer than stocks. It's been here longer than mutual funds. It's just a great investment vehicle. So I just recommend people at least look into getting it or thinking about getting into it because it's powerful. And you can start getting passive income coming in, right? Every single month if you do this right. And I teach people on how to do this. No. As a different option. Okay, that's a good question. So somebody asks, are you saying you can use hard money and private lender at the same time? No. You can use hard money lender to get a deal. All right? Or you can use private lender to get a deal. Two separate ones, not together. I'm giving you options to make it happen, but not blended together. All right? So again, I'm just showing you how you can go out there and get investment properties. Private lenders you can use. These are other investors. Or, not and, but or you can use a private lender. These are ways, just giving you a couple examples. These are the most primary sources that I use to go out there and get investment properties. And again, this is on my ebook. But I tell people, please, do not wing it because I know people feel like, hey, look, I can wing this. I don't need, if you don't go through me, that's fine. Go through somebody. This real estate investing is not the most complicated, but you do need education. It's not a common sense thing where people think it is. That's not the way it works. You don't need a degree to do this, and you don't need a license, okay? And you don't need to be certified, but you do need to be educated because you're dealing with hundreds of thousands of dollars, tens to hundreds of thousands of dollars. We all don't have that kind of money to waste, so it's best if you can just learn how to do it the most effective and efficient way and go through somebody that can teach you how to do this. That's my biggest advice I can give you. Real estate works. It's all around us. It's all around us. Real estate is all around us. But please be careful in how you go about doing it and making it happen. And I'm just trying to show people that you can do real estate. I've been doing it since 2000, and I love it. All right? I love it. It's just that I watch people, and they just don't want it bad enough, you know. But that's to each his own. I'm glad, again, like I said, when I got laid off, I'm glad that happened because I wouldn't be where I'm at today. I'd be living paycheck to paycheck just like everybody else. And I got tired of that point. I got tired of having to pay people all the time. I wanted to get to a point in my life to where people can pay me, right? Wouldn't we all want to be on the other side of the equation? We're all paying people all the time, right? Paying for the car notes, paying for the house note, paying for the insurance, paying for the food, paying for the gas, utilities, whatsoever, right? How about getting some money coming to you now? Wouldn't that be magical? Wouldn't that be fulfilling if you can start getting a paycheck, right? For your services or your products that you put out on the market? That's what I'm doing. All right? So just showing you. And you have to want it bad enough. If you don't want it bad enough, some people I've seen on here on my YouTubes or my TikToks, and they're just in the same spot. I don't understand it, but I mean, everybody's different. We're all going to learn differently. I got that. But at some point, if you're living paycheck to paycheck, which most people are, I can assure you, real estate investing is a great way to go to make it happen and start getting passive income and building generational wealth. But you got to want it bad enough. Let me show you what I'm talking about when I say, I'll just skip through here because I like this motivational speaker. He's very good. He's very well known, right? And he makes some very good points. I'd like to show you this. Because it's really, really important.
If you do the three,
watch. This is very important.
things I tell you to do tonight, I guarantee you, whatever it is you want to do in life, you'll be able to do. You will be able to accomplish whatever you want to academically, financially, relationally, whatever. So 3 things. All right, now I'm going to tell you the story. I got to get out of here. And the story is about, you guys have probably heard about this before. It was a young man who, he wanted to make a lot of money. And so he went to this guru, right? And he told the guru, I want to be on the same level you're on. And so the guru said, if you want to be on the same level I'm on, I'll meet you tomorrow at the beach at 4 a.m. He liked the beach. I said, I want to make money. I don't want to swim. Guru said, if you want to make money, I'll meet you tomorrow, 4 a.m. So the young man got there at 4 a.m. He all ready to rock and roll, got on the suit. He should have wore shorts. The old man grabs his hand and said, how bad do you want to be successful? He said, real bad. He said, walk on out in the water. So he walks out into the water. Watch this. When he walks out into the water, it goes waist deep. So he like, this guy crazy. Adrian, he like, I want to make money. He got me out here swimming. I didn't ask to be a lifeguard. I want to make money. He got me in. So he said, come out a little further. Walked out a little further. Then he had it right around this area, the shoulder area. So this old man crazy. He making money, but he crazy. Said, come on out a little further. Came out a little further. It was right at his mouth. My man like, I'm about to go back in here. This God is mine. So the old man said, I thought you said you wanted to be successful. He said, I do. He said, walk a little further. He came, dropped his head in, held him down, hold him down. My man getting scratching, holding him down. I got you. I know you brushed it out, but I got you. He had him held down. I need you for an illustration. He had him held down. Just before my man was about to pass out, he raised him up. He said, I got a question for you. Somebody answer the question for me. He said, when you were underwater, what did you want to do? Lee, I'm looking for a different word though than live. What's that word? Said I wanted to breathe. He told the guy, he said, when you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful.
I think that sums it up. You have to want it as bad as you want to breathe. And I was in that situation. This video didn't even come out at that time, but that was my position. I wanted it so bad, it was like I wanted to breathe. You have to breathe. You have to get oxygen in your lungs in order to stay alive, right? Whether you're drowning or you're suffocating or whatever it is, when you're going through that, that's how you have to want this real estate game or any other business venture that you want to join into or get into and be. You have to want it that bad. Most people don't want it that bad. He was talking about Beyonce. Beyonce wanted it so bad she didn't eat for 3 days because she was so focused in. That's why she's successful at her level, because she's dedicated, she's committed, and it's almost like an obsession. That's what's going to get you to that point. That's how I am. It got me to the point. I have a family to take care of. I have a roof to put over our heads. That's how bad I want it. And nobody was going to stop me. Again, he's going to talk about it just real quick. Beyonce, the best entertainer in the world. And guess what? She didn't even eat for 3 days. Not because she didn't want to. She was so focused and obsessed in her craft, she was going to make sure she wanted to make it happen. Watch.
I don't know how many of y'all got asthma in here today, but if you ever had an asthma attack before, you short of breath, SOB, easy, trying to do is get some air. All game. You don't care what's on TV. You don't care about nobody calling you. You don't care about a party. The only thing you care about when you're trying to breathe is to get some fresh air.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
And when you get to the point where all you want to do is be successful as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful. And I'm here to tell you, number one, that most of you say you want to be successful, but you don't want it bad. You just kind of want it. You don't want it badder than you want to party. You don't want it as much as you want to be cool. Most of you don't want success as much as you want to sleep. Some of you love sleep more than you love success. And I'm here to tell you today, if you're going to be successful, you've got to be willing to give up sleep. You got to be willing to work off for 3 hours of sleep, 2 hours. If you really want to be successful, some days you will have to stay up 3 days in a row. Because if you go to sleep, you might miss the opportunity to be successful. That's how bad you got to want it. You got to go days without, listen to me, you got to want to be successful so bad that you forget to eat.
Oh, here it is.
Beyonce said once she was on the set doing her thing, 3 days had gone by, she forgot she didn't eat.
Told you.
Because she was engaged. I'll never forget.
I told you. All right. Well, I'm just giving an example. You have to want it just that bad. And I can see there's 3 people in here, and y'all are the same 3 people that when I first came in my live, I know for sure. Let me go through here because I'm looking at my chats. I know who these 3 people are. I know 2 for sure. Sean Miller is in here and Slaughter's in here. But my point is that lets me know that y'all are interested. You're not going to do anything or take action. I understand that. But at least you're having a taste of an understanding because you're going through something. We all are, especially when we're in a situation where we're going through something like financially, right? I got to a point that you'll get sick and tired of being sick and tired. You'll make something happen or you'll crash, one or the other, right? So I got to the point to where I had to make a change. I had to make a change. I'm a family man. I got to take care of my family. I wasn't going to live paycheck to paycheck. I'm not rich by no stretch of the word, but I'm not living paycheck to paycheck either. So these are the type of things they don't teach us in school, but you have to learn through life. And thankfully, I learned it at an early age. It's just that I've gotten to where I've got to a little bit later, which is fine with me. So I'm just showing people you can get into real estate investing. You borrow other people's money. You're leveraging other people's money to be able to get these deals. You don't have to spend a whole lot of your own money. And I know this question is asked a lot too. Hey, Eric, I don't have a lot of money. Okay, let me show you another thing. I have more than one business. I have an online business as well, right? And I teach that too. And this online business can supplement and pay for your income here. Well, let me make this clear. I want to make this understanding with people. Anything I teach you, it's going to take an effort. It's not going to come and just sit in your lap. I want to make that very clear, okay? There are ways you can make this happen and go out there and make money passively, but you have to put in the work. The real estate game, it wasn't an overnight success, not even close. It took me a long time, okay? It's not going to take you 22 years. Guarantee it's not going to take you that long. But I'm at 22 years saying that's how long I've been in the game. I probably didn't make my turning point till about maybe 2 or 3 years after I got into it, and maybe a little bit longer than that. But the point is, whether it's real estate or the online business that I teach you, it's going to take effort, no matter each one, no matter which one, okay? So I teach people, like I said, online business, which you can do that, but I don't want to confuse people, so that's why I have different platforms, because I do online teaching with my online business, and then I do real estate. My real love is with real estate. It's just so passive, I decided, you know what, I want to do multiple streams of income. And that's why I started to get into online business as well as it's passive. And I fund that money to go into my real estate deals. So very effective method, having multiple streams. Excuse me. Very effective strategy when you can have multiple streams of income. So I got my real estate business, plus I've got my online business. Very powerful. And it's funny, somebody saw me on TikTok a while back and they said, hey, Eric, I see you doing that online business. I didn't know you was doing that too. And I was like, yeah, I do that too, the online business, but I don't really talk about it all that much, right? Because again, I'm not trying to confuse anybody. That's what I don't want to confuse people, because sometimes that can end up happening. But look, I'm just telling you, my first love definitely by far is real estate investing. Been doing it for a minute now. I enjoy it. And I also, like I said, I do online business. Why do I do online business? Because that's the way now. Okay, let me make this clear. With real estate investing, people need a place to live. There's no other way around that. I don't care who it is, you need shelter. That's why I did that one, because my audience is going to be so great. My audience is going to be wide. The reason why I do an online business is because A, it's passive. B, with online business, you don't have to show your face if you don't want to, and you can still do good. And guess what? Again, like I said, it's passive. People are buying stuff now online as opposed to at the brick and mortar stores. I'm just telling you, everything I do my research before I get into it. All right? Everything I do, I make sure I do my research before I get into it. I just want to mention, on my TikTok, I got 50,000 followers. I'm not saying that to brag. That's not what I'm telling you. I'm telling you this because everything I do, I'm aware that I have to be very strategic and very critical, because I don't want to lead anybody down the wrong way. People are believing in me, which is good. I like that, but I don't want to lead anybody down the wrong road. So again, you do what you want to do with your money. I'm just showing you the ways that have worked for me and my family, right? Real estate investing and online business. I do the online business, but I don't want to confuse people, right? So if you don't have a lot of money to start off with, right, there's still another business, as I stated, that you can get into you can become very successful. I've been doing it since August now, right? And I did my research. This guy is on the Forbes 500. Lots of people are doing it. You see it online all the time. He's actually interviews people, right? And I might do a little small Facebook group on that, because I'm starting to do that one too, a Facebook group on the online business. And it's a powerful, very powerful way to go if you want to start to get into something for very little bit of money. This only is $7 to get started, right? $7 to get started. And I'm glad I did that. And I'm still doing it today. When I get off tonight, when I get off right here, guess what I'm going to do? Study on my online business. But my work ethic is probably, it's an obsession. But that's fine, because I'm able to provide for my family. So the results I get is because of the work that I put into it. That's anybody. You put the work in, you'll get the results. Just for an example of some people right here that went on the Facebook and he's interviewed. His name is David Sharp, right? His name is David Sharp. Very powerful. Forbes 500. This affiliate marketing is real. Very real. As you can see, he interviewed me not too long ago.
A real estate investor is seeing
Watch
potential on the internet, and that is not always worlds that overlap. What did you see, my brother?
What did I see in real estate?
What did you see in the internet and in coming online and starting a business or a venture via internet marketing? When many want to just get into real estate and they think that that's ultimately where they want to land and be full time. So I'm trying to understand, what did you see in the internet when you've been an offline guy,
Watch this.
a real estate guy for I would assume a while.
Yeah.
Hey brother, what sort of opportunity did you see and why are you here ultimately?
That's a good question. I mean, what I saw with the internet and getting into this platform, first of all, it's about diversifying. That's anytime you get into real investing, period, just in general.
Okay.
So I just saw opportunity. I know that's the wave of the future, and you can reach so many people. So with real estate, I can only reach so many people. But now I says, you know what? I want to diversify myself in investing. I want to get on the internet platform. Now I can reach all type of people from far and wide. And that's how I got into this. And all right, so enough of that. I'm just showing you, I know what works. I'm not worried about if people think it doesn't work. A lot of people have been happy with the success that they've gotten by my teachings, and that's fine. I'm just trying to show people there's another way out there. Why do I do this? Because I was in that same situation of living paycheck to paycheck, and I started to realize about real estate investing, became very successful in that, and now I'm doing the online business, so now I have multiple streams of income. If you notice, they don't teach us that in school. There's a reason for that. There's a reason why they don't teach you this in school. Because the broker that you are, the broker that we are, the more money that they make. It's really that simple. When they don't teach you this, which is intention, which is what is intentional, then guess what? They become richer. Once I understood that, and I started getting around like-minded people that were trying to do the same thing, or I was trying to do the same thing they were doing, my whole mindset changed. My whole mindset had changed from that point on. Now I know I can do whatever I want to do. It's all up to me. Where before, when I was living paycheck to paycheck, doing the rat race, then I said, man, this ain't working. I know it's not working. I got to find another way. So I want to leave by telling you one more thing, just one more thing. I'll be on later on this evening. But I always tell people, look, to start off with, get your mindset right, okay? Get your mindset right in understanding your relationship with money. Most people's relationship with money is bad, extremely bad. Here's what I'm stating. 71% of the Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. There's a reason for that, because our relationship with money is bad. Now, let me help you out. I always tell people at the end of my lives, there are books you can go out there and read to help you out. Put a thumbs up. There's only 3 people in there, or that I see. Do y'all want to know what it is? Yeah. In school, they teach us how to become workers, employees, as opposed to entrepreneurs. So they got the E right, but it's not the right one. They teach us how to be employees, not entrepreneurs. All right. So let me tell you some books that I would recommend that I actually read to help me out. Let me give you one. And this is no particular order. Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. Very good book. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. He had a dad, his biological dad, who was poor, who worked for the university, and his best friend's dad was rich, but he did real estate. But the point is, he had two different worlds of two different thinkings from two different adults about money and their relationship. Watch, here's another one. So I just gave you one. Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. That's one. Here's another one. 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. Very good book about how your habits should be when you start doing stuff. Another good book. Tom Stanley. Unfortunately, he died in a car accident a few years ago. The Millionaire Next Door. That's his book. The Millionaire Next Door by Tom Stanley. He surveyed a lot of millionaires. A millionaire is not what you think it is. A millionaire doesn't really drive the Lamborghinis and the Ferraris and drive and have fancy stuff on. That's not what they and have name brand designer clothes. A true millionaire doesn't do that. Self-made millionaires, they understand the value of money, so they take their money instead of spending on liabilities, they put it into income-producing assets like real estate and business. And they live in average-sized homes, and they drive average cars. That's what a true millionaire. Society has us thinking otherwise. Okay, let me keep going. Here's another one. The Richest Man in Babylon. The Richest Man in Babylon. It's got biblical principles by the book of Deuteronomy. Enough said about that. I don't need to go into detail about that. All right, so honorable mention. Here's some honorable mentions. I'm going to tell you this book. All right? This is the 50th Law by 50 Cent and Robert Greene. He's a philosopher. He's more of a thinker. This guy, we know who he is. If you don't know 50 Cent, he's one of the biggest rappers back in the early 2000s. Very good at his craft. But anyway, they collaborated, and this book is extremely good. All right? 50th Law by 50 Cent and Robert Greene. Okay, now, let me sum this up. Every book I just told you has nothing to do with real estate. It has everything to do with getting your mindset right. With money, or just in life in general, or motivation and inspiration. That's what these books are about, okay? If you think you don't need that, you're incorrect. This is way more important than the real estate itself. And I'm going to tell you why. Because if you don't have your foundation rooted here, then no other business will you get into will it be successful. I'm not trying to be negative. I'm telling you the basis. If you don't have your foundation right on money and your mindset, then nothing else is going to work. And I learned that at a young age, at the age of 25 as well. You have to make sure you have all that stuff planted first. Just like building a house. If you don't have the foundation down good, then your siding and your roof and everything eventually will come crashing down. All right? Hopefully this was good information. Hopefully this brought you some value today. I will be on later on this evening, probably around maybe 8 p.m. Central Time, and talking about real estate investing and getting your money right. So that way you can start making money passively through real estate and you're not living paycheck to paycheck. And that you have a backup plan in case your corporate America job did lay you off like they did me. And you're building generational wealth and you're leaving a legacy for your family. You don't hear those two phrases often in our community or just in general. All right? So if you want to learn more, come back later on this evening. I will be on again. And share and comment on this also so people can know this, because this is something that this is common for everybody. I'm sure everybody would want to know this information I just gave today. All right? So, all right. Thank you for joining. I appreciate it. Again, I'll be on again later